How are y'all doing today? I sure hope you're all doing well. If you're not and want to talk about it, just comment down below and we can chat. But if you are doing fine, then welcome to the channel. I'm Doodleman149 and I'm here with another video about Modern Warfare and Warzone. Although I suppose some of this could transfer to Cold War as well. I got a comment on my Rytech video, see the link to that below, from a viewer by the name of SREPB16 Dom Miguel Damanguera. I hope I pronounced that right. He asked if you buy a blueprint, can you still level the weapon up? Essentially, if you buy a blueprint for a weapon you don't have, can you unlock attachments for it and make it your own? The answer to that is sort of. If you buy a blueprint for a weapon you haven't unlocked, you can only use that blueprint. In order to add non-blueprint attachments, you would need to unlock the weapon. That being said, you can use the blueprint freely to level up the weapon so that when you do unlock it through its challenge, you have attachments unlocked. This comment was innocent enough, but it did spur me to make this video explaining what exactly happens when you use blueprints. I'll be going over what blueprints are, how they affect attachments, and how they may affect the gun in other ways as well. So without further delay, let's hop into this. So first, what are blueprints? Blueprints are basically just cosmetics, skins if you will, for weapons in Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Cold War. The blueprints can be earned through completing challenges, through the battle passes, or simply by purchasing them with COD points through the store. In regards to buying blueprints through the store, you don't have to wait for a certain bundle to be available in the store. If you go to your loadouts and select a weapon, there's a gold tab next to certain weapons before you reach the blueprints that you already have. By selecting that gold box, it'll bring up the bundles that have blueprints for that specific gun in them, even if they aren't currently in the store. That's just a good little tidbit for you all to know, but getting back on topic, blueprints do not offer any performance advantage to the weapon aside from whatever attachments are a part of it. Blueprints are, at the moment, not pay to win. Now, our second question. What actually changes with blueprints? Well, for one, you get different skins for the attachments included in the blueprint. Let's just take a quick look at the red curtain blueprint I bought for my SCAR. Muzzle brake is included, that is red. The 20-inch long barrel is included with a red and black paint scheme. The APX-5 hollow sight and the 30-round mags also have unique skins. However, let's look a little deeper. What else has changed from selecting this blueprint? Well, if you deselect all attachments after equipping the red curtain, you have a black SCAR. What does this mean? It means that the base weapon has its own skin beneath all the attachments. This is something to keep in mind if you're looking to add attachments that aren't included in the blueprint. After all, the whole point of blueprints is to make guns look cool to you, so this offers you further creative options. That creativity is where we can run into a problem with blueprints though, so we'll look at that in just a little bit. Another area that blueprints can hide some changes that can, at least for me, affect a weapon's effectiveness is in its iron sight variations. Now I know this seems like a strange thing to point out, but if you haven't noticed, a number of blueprints have iron sights that differ from the base weapon. More often than not, these sights are an improvement over the base version, so it's worth noting if you're looking to use that attachment slot for something else. I mostly find myself checking this with SMGs as I don't really need sights on those. Let's look at the Slipper Clutch AUG and the Chuckwalla PP19 Bison. On the left, you see the base AUG iron sights, and on the right we have the Slipper Clutch. While the differences aren't major, I still prefer the irons on the right for my Warzone AUG builds. The only trouble with that is that the Slipper Clutch skin is frigging ugly, and it's very invasive when camos try to cover it up, so it's a sacrifice I have to make for better irons. Now on the PP19, we have the base on the left and the Chuckwalla on the right. I definitely like the Chuckwalla irons better. They're almost growl-like in appearance, and I find I'm far more accurate using those. One thing that's funny about this blueprint is that it comes with an optic, meaning if you don't remove that part from the blueprint build, you'd never end up finding these great iron sights on here. Give it a try when you have time. Compare the irons of your favorite guns with some blueprint iron sights for that gun. They're often the same or very similar, but some, like these two I mentioned here, can be a huge boon to your fighting capabilities. Sticking with the red curtain, if I leave the base barrel on, the gun retains its unique look and doesn't look bad. Adding on the long barrel also keeps the look of the weapon. However, if you're looking to use attachments that aren't part of the blueprint, you could end up with some seriously ugly builds. For example, if I were to attach the CQC barrel on the SCAR, You'll see here that this completely destroys the aesthetic. This, in a sense, can limit what attachments you can reasonably put on your blueprints. Granted, everything will work the same, but your gun will be an abomination. However, if you want to take a look at my Ram 7, you can apply camos to the gun after you select the blueprint, and it will cover most parts of the weapon, including some of the blueprint. As you can see, the skulls and such still retain their proper appearance, but comparing my new warrior build to the Hellspawn blueprint itself, you can see how the paint affected the blueprint. The only reason I put a camo over the blueprint was because I needed the longer barrels for Warzone, and the blueprint didn't apply to that. I think the finished product still looks unique enough for my tastes, and this again leads back to the cosmetics issues from the non-blueprint attachments. If I didn't add this camo, this build would be ugly as sin, although not nearly to the extent of the scar. And there you have it, folks. That's basically all you need to know about blueprints. I figured this was a topic I didn't hear much about, and I figure most people already know these, but hopefully there was enough new info here that this was worth a watch. Now for a final thought on the matter. Are blueprints worth getting? The answer to this is entirely subjective. I say yes because I care about how my weapon looks, both for video purposes and because I like the confidence boost some skins give me. But someone like my buddy Freaky, who notoriously runs bare guns, not even a camo, probably doesn't care about them at all. It's all up to you to decide if they're worth it or not. No one can decide that for you. So with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate all your time, and I hope you gained something from this video. If you like what you saw, don't be afraid to drop a like or subscribe. And I've been your humble host, Doodleman149. You've all been awesome, and I will see you later.